Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus kiki at 9 in the morning? Well, that's why I'm still in bed. Me, I'm FayWhat, and I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all I dream. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Presented by Hotspots Magazine, happening out television network, the FayWhat shows America's first LGBTQ plus morning show. And I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. It's Monday, December 2nd, 2024. We got a kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. And I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think I was talking about? It's Jamal. He's too beautiful to even touch sometimes. So our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, Jamal L. Starks. He's a model, spiritualist, wellness counselor, part of Queer Yoga Club Miami, HIV activist with Impulse Group, and also sits on the Men of Color Advisory Board for Viv Healthcare. Let's not forget that he walks as sex siren in a house of gorgeous Gucci. You can find him on Instagram at porcelain with a 3, all right? And you can find him there. Good morning, Jay, and welcome to my bed. How are you, boo?
Happy World AIDS Day.
Happy World AIDS Day. So thank you. Oh, I love your pin.
Yeah,
I
it
love
sits on
that.
my altar, so I had to go back and get it before I got in bed. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, it's World AIDS Day. Excuse me. Today's December 2nd. Yesterday was World AIDS Day.
Yesterday was World AIDS Day.
World
but
AIDS Day.
We're celebrating now.
And we're celebrating now because
Monday.
we're here and it's Monday,
Yeah.
and
That's
so
what we
many,
do.
so many beautiful things happened yesterday, vigils and candlelight
Yes.
vigils and, you do so much with Viv and just even without Viv, you're always out there speaking on what's going on in our community and people like yourself living and thriving.
Thriving. So thriver. My word. Yeah, so thriving with HIV. Yeah.
Like people.
20 years.
Wow. How does that
20
wash over you,
years.
Jamal? Because mind you, you're 24, so I don't know how that
Well,
happened.
Well, I mean, when I first got diagnosed, I really didn't. My prayer when I first got diagnosed was, "Oh, let me make it 5 years." It's so funny. It was
my
5
God.
years, and then I was like, "I made 5 years. Let me make it 10 years." And then when I got 10 years, the advancements in medication and everything had come. So where I was like, "Oh, I'm going to live a fulfilled life." But when it first happened, it was a startle. It was like, "What can I do within 5 to 10 years of my life?"
Wow.
And now it's 20 years and I'm like, I got 20, 30, 40 more.
Yeah.
So, it
no,
feels good. Yeah.
it does. And you're also you are that pillar for other folks that are able to see, look, 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thriving. And every week you do more. Every month you do more. You don't stop.
No, that you can't. We still young.
Yeah,
we
no.
got to keep going.
We got to keep going. We got to keep going. So in just honor of World AIDS Day, I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things that have to do with World AIDS Day. And I thought of no one better than Jamal to help me with that. All right. So let's talk about let's talk about World AIDS Day. And first of all, the first World AIDS Day took place on December 1st, 1988. Okay. Providing a platform to raise awareness about HIV and AIDS and honor the lives affected by the epidemic. There has been significant progress in addressing HIV and AIDS thanks to advancements in medical research, increased access to treatment and prevention, and a broader understanding of the virus. World AIDS Day serves as an important reminder that you must remain steadfast in our commitment to prevent new HIV infections and provide essential services to all people living with HIV globally. In 2024, we will commemorate the 37th World AIDS Day with the theme Collective Action, Sustain and Accelerate HIV Progress. World AIDS Day is important because it raises awareness. It's a day to bring the attention to HIV and AIDS and remind people that it's still a global epidemic. Do you speak to people sometimes that that like, are like, well, we're going to have this forever. Like I've spoken to people that like hope that HIV and AIDS will be eradicated by 2034.
Yeah.
But we still have so many new cases.
Yeah, that's because it's only us who are activists and advocates who really, have radicalized this message of like eradicating. But our message goes out to people in the broader world who think that it can affect them, especially people in the heterosexual community as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people walk around invincible like it's an old thing, or with the advancements of medication and things, people think that, it can't touch me because of PrEP, because of all of these advancements, or I just don't have sex with people that I'm going to come in contact with that. And, even me as an example, I am a living testimony and example to, I really thought that I was never, like, just, against anyone or having sex with anyone with HIV, before I got diagnosed, because I had seen the epidemic run through my family in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, some of my close relatives have transitioned due to it. So it was never something like, It was always something like, But because I had fell into an unhealthy mindset and decision-making pattern, I fell into a situation where, it did, and that's my story, right?
Yeah.
I came in contact with it and got the diagnosis that I did. But yeah. It's just the mindset that people just still walk around thinking, it's that can't affect me.
We lost 32 million people.
Yeah, people don't know that. I don't think people know the impact that, just like I talk about Black people going through chattel slavery in America, the world went through a biological genocide.
Oh my God. I mean,
and I don't think people, because a lot of people aren't around to tell that story anymore, except for the few, it makes it really hard to really hit that impact with folks now, because they don't know, what happened in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, they don't know. Like, I know people like my good friend Dale Stein, who, has survivor's guilt.
Right.
About the 80s, because he lost so many of his friends during that time, and those stories aren't told until World AIDS Day. Like, people don't talk about it to that degree, What do you tell someone who says, F it, I can sleep with whoever, if I get it, there's pills for it, and that's that?
I mean, that's their choice, as long as I present the information to make them safe and help them make the best decisions. Like, at least there's resources out there and what to do. I can't control. I have one of my cards, my cards. You bought me these cards. They're affirmation cards, and one of them says you can't control anyone's experiences. And so that sticks with me now. Even being, doing all the things I do, spiritualist, healer, yoga, all that stuff, I can only present the material. I can't force the material you have to go through your own life's journey and experiences. So that's the best thing that I can do on this earth, is just present these examples and material, and then also live my life as a living testimony to what my story tells, and if you get any medicine or any good treatment out of my story and the way I live, then
good.
Amazing.
Then good. Then you were able to lead somebody, to water, so to speak. People think that with just meds, you're okay. A lot of those meds have side effects. I have had close friends of mine, unfortunately, pass because of cancer that they got from the meds that they were taking, not from HIV itself. And so then it's not counted as an HIV death, but it's because of HIV.
These medicines are powerful. My first medicine was a tripla. And a tripla was like the leading medicine, because they were able to combine Sativa and 2 other medications into one, so you can take a 1-a-day pill. Before I was diagnosed, people living with HIV would take a cocktail, and you would have to remember that cocktail. And that cocktail was damn near like going through chemo. It was just wiping the system and wiping it out. So when I went on that, I was blessed to have gone on that, but that was a very powerful pill. It would give me nightmares. I had, there were so many bad side effects to it. And I learned number one, that also the way I was living, my eating habits, all of that had to change because I was taking such a powerful drug,
Yeah.
which is what put me on my holistic
Journey.
Yeah. I would talk to my doctor, who was one of the top leading infectious disease doctors in America, in New York City. I was blessed and fortunate to have been led to this angel of a man. And he would sit me down every doctor's appointment, which was every 3 months at the time. And we would have full out discussions about what this medication was, what it was doing to my body, what I was doing to contribute to the side effects. He was like, Jamal, you're going out drinking. And at the time I was making very alcoholic. I was a flight attendant. I was traveling around
Those
the world.
little bottles, you know.
I was going.
Yeah.
I was in there.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that I did that were just irresponsible
And
but
counterproductive to you
to
getting
what
better,
I was doing.
you know,
Counterproductive to me getting better. Like, sir, you have something in your body right now that is, and at the time, my weight was, I was 90 pounds. I was 90 pounds. Can you think of me? I look 12 now. And at the time,
you must look emaciated. Oh my God.
It was horrible. I walked through work one time. I was a flight attendant. And one of my coworkers, she was an older Black lady. And she looked at me and she said, "You're sick, aren't you?" And I said, "Oh, what makes you think that?" Like, I was just like, "How dare you? How dare you?" And she was like, "Baby, whatever you're going through, I want you to take better care of yourself." And I was like, wow, it hit me. And she was like, "I could tell because when I first saw you, you were so vibrant and fresh." And she was like, "Right now, all of everything that was in you, I see it leaving."
Depleted. She saw you depleted.
She saw it. She was like, "I don't know what you're doing, but you need to take care of yourself." And that moment, something happened. I spoke with my supervisor, another angel. I had so many angels in my life. Who put me on FMLA.
What?
That's what I found out about FMLA. And yeah,
that's some paid off time, okay? In case you don't know.
And I was a flight attendant, so I ran to JetBlue, jumped on a flight back to Miami from New York, and I stayed in my childhood room for maybe a month and a half, just being with my grandmother and my family. And I was eating, and I started working out, and I started really, like, you know, taking better care of myself and realizing that, oh, I do need to take care of myself. And then I'm looking at my family. I'm like, oh yeah, I do have it. Like, all of these things just started rushing back. Like, I have a family. I have to take care of myself.
Yes.
Yeah. And mind you, Luna, take care of that.
Yeah, our beautiful Luna likes to fart every once in a while. She's like, wow. When she's like, "Oh, you're in a train of thought, I'm going to break it right now by farting." Thank you, Luna. It just burned the inside of my nose a little bit, but it's okay. I know. I forgot what I was talking about too.
Y'all ought to see it.
Love. We love Luna. World AIDS Day, I think that we should all just remember all those that we have lost, know that there have been so many advancements, right? So folks out there, if you are diagnosed, this is not a death sentence anymore, right?
No.
But also know your stuff, right? Just like Jamal had to take care of himself, right? Mind, body, and spirit. It's important. Right? It's important for you to take care of yourself, to understand that it's not a death sentence, but you shouldn't just say, "Hey, F it. Let me just screw around." You know, the number one diagnosed people are Black and brown people. Black and brown women, okay, in Miami are actually the number one diagnosed. And that's scary to know. Heterosexual, like Jamal had said also, you think that, somebody's not on the down low. You can't be for sure. You never know what someone is bringing back to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you never know people's sexual health ritual. Like, for me, going to the doctor now is a ritual.
Yeah.
Like,
know your status.
Know your status.
Yep.
Know your stuff.
Yep.
And also know your body, this has taken me on the journey of realizing what my blood work actually represents.
What it means.
Yeah, what it actually means. Like, I mean, so my doctors don't just check you for me for like, "Oh, you're undetectable, you're doing good." No, it's like, okay, you're also a 40-year-old man. We're checking you for pre-diabetes. There was at a point in my fitness journey where I was pre-diabetic.
And look at you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of what I was eating.
Yes.
Because of what I was ingesting.
Yes.
And he
And
was
the
like,
schedule that you were keeping, all of that.
all of the things. There was a time where my kidney function, and this had nothing to do with HIV or my meds. My kidney function started to deplete. You know, there's so many things. Prostate health. You know, there's so many things that I was like, I was just so oblivious to all of the things that I was supposed to be checking on. And it's not because I was diagnosed. It's just because now I go to the doctor regularly.
Yeah.
And so I get all of these things checked. Like, sir, my foot, it's hurting. What is going on down there? And so this is now preventative care to maybe something else that might be underlying instead of catching it, you know, when there's a problem already.
Yeah. Listen, anything early diagnosed is the best way to go. And, you know, like Jamal said, like, know your status. I know that LGBTQ plus folks, we have issues with healthcare. We have issues with healthcare practitioners because most of them don't know what we're going through, right?
Yeah.
So you go to a clinic or you go to a place that knows LGBTQ. You can look that up online and get the best care that you deserve. Before we move on, I have to ask you, though, are you worried about, like Trump appointed this guy, RFK, who doesn't even believe in HIV. He thinks poppers gives people how does...
Okay, so I'm again, I worry for me, no, because I know how to take care of myself. I know how to read my charts and everything. Worry for where healthcare is going because it was already broken. We saw that in 2020. We saw the broken parts of healthcare in 2020. If you didn't see it, I don't know what you were doing, but we saw the broken parts. And so last year, they were trying to eradicate the HIV funding. There is something called AIDS United, and they have, oh God, I can't remember the exact name. My friend Dantes would be like, Jamal,
I can't believe it.
He's like the proponent of it. But on March 15th and 16th, and on the third week in March, we have the Florida AIDS Walk, of course.
Yes.
And then also in D.C., we have the legislation where they meet, the Congress meets to listen to advocates of AIDS, put in legislation for HIV. Last year, they tried to slash the whole damn thing. So this was under a Biden administration. Now we have a Trump administration.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to get their way this time. And so what we're doing, I think it's March 16th or 17th, it's a week where you go and advocate, protest for, and go in front of Congress to legislate for HIV care, AIDS care, all of those things, and put into law and legislation to protect these things. Now, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Trump is already saying what he's doing with a whole bunch of other stuff, like banning trans people out of the military, all of these other things, all of the propaganda that he's coming out with. So most likely he's going to get his way. And so what I'm telling people now is you have to protect yourself. You know, you can't rely on the healthcare system or us as, you know, Impulse and AHF and all of these organizations that we work with in community partnership with. You can't rely on them to save you anymore.
To do all your work.
No. You can know that we're a resource to come to, Pride Lines, any of these places. But it's now time to do if you're not doing your research, I'm afraid for the next 4 years that people are really going to be in a way that's not good, you know?
Yeah.
You know, even with gay marriage and stuff, if you're not putting in your protections now, to set yourself up, to protect yourself, to have these things in place, and being very aware of your own health, your own household, what's going on, your bills, what you're involved in. If you are not aware,
get aware. Get aware with a quickness, you know, because one thing is your finances and your life. The other one is your health. You know what I mean? Like, you can't pay your mortgage if you're sick.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know, so F all that,
yeah.
because if you're not okay, you understand? So
And people like me and you use our bodies to be present in order to make our money and,
Exactly.
and things of that nature. Like, and a lot of people do, you know, and I don't think people really know the impact of what's coming. Before, when Trump was in office, we went into a pandemic. 2016 to 2020, we were probably the most unhealthiest we were in the world. And it led us to all of us being stuck in a fucking house.
Yep.
Like, who would, I never thought in a million years. When it happened, I was like, what's going on?
I'm in a dream. This is so
Yes,
crazy.
I was like, this is,
you know,
like,
and
what are we
even
living
worse,
through?
and even worse, here we are in 2024, and everybody forgot.
Everybody forgot. Everybody forgot that in March of 2020,
The world stopped.
the world stopped
Yeah.
for a whole year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody forgot about it.
And now
it's
we're
like
back.
It never happened. And we lost all these people that died with something that really occurred. Not like some of these people that thought that COVID didn't exist either.
Just like HIV and AIDS, when we went through that era,
Yeah.
crack, HIV, AIDS,
Yeah.
all of the things, we lost people, and we just keep moving forward as if we're not losing people, and we don't need to take care of ourselves and take inventory of that.
Well, folks, so today, right, on December 2nd, it being, you know, yesterday being World AIDS Day, we stand in solidarity with all people that are living, thriving, have family members, right? Because when you have anything, you're not going through it by yourself. It affects the people around you as well, you know? So like Jay said, find a core group, find a healthcare system that understands what you're going through and will follow you step by step and will take you through this rough patch that will be the beginning of Trump's presidency. You know, but know your shit. Get educated. Read up on what's going on, because like Jamal said, you can't expect for other people to do it for you. It's just not going to happen.
That's not going to happen no more.
All right. Let's talk some tea now. All right. Let's talk some tea. Tea. So let's talk about some tea. What's going on in the LGBTQ plus drama world? All right. Tanya Tisnavsky. Tanya T. Let's call her Tanya T. All right. So Tanya T, a Trump-supporting queer woman in LA, says her political shift has cost her friends in the LGBTQ plus community. She told KMSP, quote, "The queer people have turned their backs on me, and I'm queer, so it's very painful," end quote. Once a Democrat who backed Clinton and Biden, her views changed following protests against Israel's Gaza war. She believes, quote, "They should have sent in the National Guard," end quote. Publicly supporting Trump has led to social fallout for her. Sikanowski also believes concerns queers have about Trump's second term are exaggerated. Not her words, not mine. Watch this.
Absolutely the person that would say, if you're a Trump supporter, I don't want you in my life. And I can say that I regret that.
What was it?
Israel. I am a Jew, and what was happening on campuses is abhorrent. I think that they should have sent in the National Guard as soon as Jewish students were getting blocked from campuses. I think it is disgusting that someone can push me out of something that they liked me 2 weeks ago, and now they don't, just because I voted for someone.
They worry that things could get worse.
Sure. I want to say that I echo their pain. I understand their fear. I was a lesbian under his presidency before. My rights haven't changed. I'm not all of a sudden anti-gay now because I voted for Trump. I want to bring some humanity to this. And the only way that we will come together is if we actually just sit and have the hard talks.
Lesbian Republican screams about losing friends after voting for Trump. What are we all talking about?
Well, you're the lesbian, so bring up your voice first.
Oh, listen, if you're voting against me, I have no space for you. Okay. That literally is where I'm at right now. I hate what's going on over in Gaza. I hate that people are losing their lives every day. And I wish that nobody was. Right. You know, she's thinking about like human aspects, right. And morals. And Trump doesn't represent any of that for me. You know, so I mean, as a Jewish Republican lesbian, you know, I respect, you know, your wishes and your thoughts, and I can't imagine having people affected in my family with this, right? But again, if you voted for Trump, you voted against me. You know, what did she expect from her other queer friends for them just to embrace her and be like, okay, we're not there yet. Maybe in a couple of months, you know, I went to an event the other day and I spoke and I had said some things about Kamala and how I was getting back to the fight. And somebody decided to go to my wife and say, you know, your wife shouldn't say that on stage because she put us all in a box, right? And so my wife at that moment told this other queer lesbian and said, you're a queer woman at a lesbian party and you're a Trumper. Like, none of that makes sense, you know? You can't expect people to be okay with taking my rights away, you know? Oh, and so then the last thing that she had told my wife was, you guys are all exaggerated about losing your marriage. That's not going to happen.
Again. Wow.
Okay, but how do you know that? And I wouldn't take that chance. I don't want to lose my marriage, Jay. I'm not good single. I'm a big hoe. I'm a big hoe. But aside from that, I love my wife, and I should be able to be married just like any other couple.
You know, there's so many holes in Miss Tichigowski Miss T. It's so many holes in her logic. Like, you voted for the person who dehumanizes everybody else because of what the Biden administration failed to do. But you also had the option of third partying or not voting or down ballot voting for. So what makes you go to the other extreme radicalized perspective of, and then you're talking about, you have this pro-Israel, you're a Jew. Do you know what Trump is about to do? He's the worst possible option for Gaza and the Israel-Gaza war. He's the worst possible option. So, and he stands for dehumanization. That's what I really, really see him as. He stands for dehumanization. So the logic that you would vote for tells me that, number one, you're lying about the reason why you voted for him. Yeah. You're completely lying. And it's honestly sickening to me. I'm not even saddened anymore with these people. I'm sickened because you're standing on it 10 toes down by going on the news and talking about it. You're standing on it 10 toes. I understand. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Because clearly his last presidency, we were led into a freaking pandemic.
Yeah.
Every time I bring this up, I'm like, did y'all forget what we went through?
Yeah.
Did y'all forget that it was President Trump who slashed the pandemic budget that Obama put into place?
Yep, and took everybody out.
And took everybody out.
And then Biden had to come in and in a month get vaccines out, get this out, get all this kind of stuff out. Can you imagine where we would be if Trump would have still been president?
He told y'all
in
to drink bleach. He said drink bleach and die, bitch.
Yeah. Or inject yourself with sanitizer.
I don't.
Listen, Mrs. T, I'm sorry.
Miss T, I don't have nothing for you.
I don't,
I have
you chose, and then now you're open about it. I mean, you put I don't, and let's talk in a couple of months, and
let's not talk.
And I don't think it's, going to get any better for you, unfortunately.
It's really not.
You know,
it's really not.
Next, David Archuleta is serving smiles and laughs with his latest TikTok featuring his dentist bestie Garrett Howley. The duo hilariously reenacted the iconic Mean Girls dialogue where Karen asks you if you want to go to Taco Bell. I can't go to Taco Bell. And Regina angrily responds, quote, I can't go to Taco Bell. I'm on an all-carb diet. God, Karen, you are all so stupid, end quote. Fans are absolutely loving the playful exchange with the video, racking up thousands of likes. We would love to have Garrett as a dentist. Watch this.
Want to do something fun? You want to go to Taco Bell? I can't go to Taco Bell. I'm on an all-carb diet. God, Karen, you are so stupid.
David Archuleta's dentist, Garrett, is super cute. What are we all talking about? How cute is this?
I love this. I need my teeth done, boo.
Oh, God. Don't even get me started about so insurance cute. And it not covering anything.
He's so cute.
He's so cute.
He's so cute.
He's so cute. And David Archuleta loves to come down to South Florida. A little birdie told me that he's coming down here to get a certain kind of an award coming up soon. Ooh. You'll hear more about this in future shows. But David Archuleta is just like, he's so cute. I love that he's so out and proud. You know, he did rock the block for us last year, this year.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
year. This year. Holy
year.
crap. They said that the
This
year has
year.
flown by because it was in February. And I was blessed enough to host it for Harmony Waves. And it was just an amazing event. And he's just so cute. I love that he's out and free and being his true, authentic self. Like, I'm here, I'm queer.
Yeah, I'm here for
Get
it.
over it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm here for it.
And to bring his cute dentist into the fold. You know, we all need a dentist and a vet as friends.
We do. Yeah. Oh my
Period.
God.
Period.
Because insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Period. Okay. Next, Donald Trump's second-term cabinet lineup already feels like a cartoon villain reunion, with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. starring as Health and Human Services Secretary. Known for his fringe beliefs, Kennedy claims poppers cause AIDS, a theory debunked countless times. He endorsed Trump for this election, and now Trump wants him to, quote, make America great and healthy again. But Kennedy's track record raises eyebrows, and if confirmed, his role could spell trouble for public health initiatives and LGBTQ rights. RFK thinks poppers cause AIDS. What are we all talking about? So we talked about this before a little bit. It does not cause AIDS. RFK is crazy, and he's got worms in his head.
He does.
Right? It's the same guy with the worms, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't got much to say about that. Just know.
It's so funny, but it's not going to be so funny in a few months.
Yeah.
Because we're laughing at all of this, like all of the Trump cabinet picks, all the things. Like,
Yeah.
I just roll my eyes every time. People are like, can you believe this? And I'm like, we already knew that crazy shit was about to happen.
But this is just like on another level of crazy. Like, he got the World Wrestling, the wife of Vince McMahon is going to be like head of
God,
something.
yeah.
I'm waiting for the Mr. Pillow guy to be appointed to do something. He's going to be appointed to do something. I don't know what, but I mean, like, this is where we're at. We're in an upside down crazy world, and
welcome.
And welcome. And to those of you who voted for Trump, there will be a day that me and Jamal will sit at this table and say, "We told you so."
Oh no, there will be a seance
We told
around
you
your
so.
names burning in a fire or something.
We told you so.
Like literally.
Just saying.
Like, hope your cooch catch on fire. Like.
The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, and Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ experience for 40 years, and Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So it's the first week of December. Have you started Christmas shopping?
No.
You've already had like 14 Friendsgivings.
Yeah. I'm tired.
You know, and
that
like-
was their Christmas gift.
Oh, okay,
Welcome
okay.
to my home, bitch.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
But do
Happy
you?
holidays.
I know you host, and I know you love to host. You know, shut up. I know you love to host. Do you? Is there something that you like look forward to making each time? Because I mean, you've got to make a
No,
whole
I
spread.
just-
But is there one thing that like you're like, oh, I can't wait to make my favorite macaroni and cheese?
Usually
or-
it's macaroni and
Oh,
cheese,
is it?
but I don't cook it anymore because I can't eat my own stuff.
Oh, the
anymore.
cheese.
Yeah.
It makes you fart like Luna.
Yeah. Oh my God. What? And my dog. Oh my God. My dog is worse than Luna. He's tinier. I just look forward to people coming in my house and being like, "Oh my God, Jamal, your house is so comfy." Like that's
Yeah.
every time. They're like, "Oh my God."
But they
it's
don't
so
know all the
comfy."
work that you put into your
Oh
house.
my
That's
God.
the thing. Like, come
Oh,
on.
it's so comfy in here, and I'm like, yeah. They call it one of my friends calls it the comfort palace.
Ay, qué lindo. Like when they leave, do you go like, okay, do you measure out the energy and go, ah, shit, I gotta do some cleaning real quick?
No, I start saging while they're there. That's how they know it's time to leave.
You know it's time to go.
They be like, oh, Jamal done bust out the sage. Y'all, let's wrap this up. And I put it near the air conditioned vent so it blasts through the whole house.
That is hysterical. You know, like at clubs, you turn off the music and you turn on the lights, right? This friend of ours right here will light the sage.
I like the
Oh,
sage.
We're getting into the mood.
Yes.
No, bitch, it's time to
No,
go.
it's time to go. And they all leave.
No, they get the point. I get it.
Yeah.
Now I know. Next time you
Yeah.
start lighting that sage, you want me to get the F out. Now I get it. I just sit there, get all comfy and shit. I'm like, oh, let's light sage. Oh, wait. No, he wants us to leave.
No.
All right. When are you gonna start? Are you gonna start like doing Christmas shopping soon?
Probably like next week. I like to catch it when nobody is, out there.
Yeah, but that's never like it's just a lot right now. It's like Miami and South Florida is so full of snowbirds
Oh, I
and
can't stand
and
it.
it's a lot.
Tonight is Ricky Martin.
Woo! We are going to shake our bonbon with Ricky Martin at the I can never say. I can never know. It's Watsco.
Watsco. The
Center.
Watsco Center.
Watsco
Center.
Okay, it's by UM, all right? And that's where they play, like they have all their concerts down there. And it's a great venue. And it's a free concert, right? If you haven't RSVP'd for your tickets, I think they're done.
No, they're sold out, sorry.
So, sorry.
Yeah,
you might have to know somebody.
Like that week.
But it's just going to be nice to see everybody tonight, like in red, shaking their bonbon.
I'm going to be
like,
in blue.
Okay.
Cerulean.
Ooh. Excuse me.
I have an exclusive from oh God, what's that designer from Sex and the City? Old Sex and the City. Patricia Field.
Ooh, wow, I haven't heard that name in a second. Wow.
He's stepping out in Patricia Field. And Links by Luke.
Oh, I love Links by Luke, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, Links by Luke.
I know,
just
funny
walked in
enough,
the door
because
in the
Mark
studio.
Petty just walked through the door. We were just talking to him. That is so funny. Well, Jay, thank you so much for being on my show. I love you. I'll see you later at Ricky Martin, and I will see you soon. Okay?
All right, Boop.
All right. Thank you for being you.
Yeah.
There's only one you.
There's only one you.
I'm so glad I got you. Oh, and, just want you to know that I love you.
I love you too.
All right, kiss me. Mwah! I love you. Thank you, Jamal, for joining me in bed. So did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast their Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. Before I move ahead, let me remind you, the Travel Club is planning Machu Picchu and Peru by train, departing on September 17th, 2025. We're going to be broadcasting shows at Machu Picchu, Lima, and a whole lot more. Join us if you love to have fun. Here, take a look and find out more at happeningout.travel/FayWhat. At the FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people who are important to our LGBTQ plus community. This morning, I present to you an interview with one such influential queer trailblazer. Here's Rolly Villaverde, right? Rollin', rollin'. Let's take a look. I'm super excited about my next guest, all right? So Rolly's a friend, but he's also so freaking talented, all right? And it is hard to get this boy in bed. I should ask his boyfriend about that. But anyway, we'll get into that in a second. So Rolly Villaverde is a professional dancer and choreographer from Miami, Florida, CEO and founder of Rolling with the Finest Entertainment Dance Company. He is such a talented guy that, like I said, I couldn't wait to have him in my bed, right? Luna 2 says, welcome to the FayWhat Show, Rolly.
Hi.
You know, one day I'm gonna have
FayWhat.
Hi, babe.
Ooh,
How
I've been
are
dying
you?
to be here with you.
Ah, you're so cute.
I've been dying to get in this bed.
Have you really? You know how
Yes.
many people have been in this
This-
bed? But I washed it for you, so
Good.
we're all
Thank
good.
you,
You know.
thank you.
How was your weekend? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. It was great.
Yes?
I had a great time with my family.
Que
What about you?
lindo. That's all that counts, right?
I know, yeah.
It's kind of a fog. I had
I'm
to.
ready for Christmas.
You're ready for Christmas
Yes,
already.
I love Christmas. It's one
Aw.
of my favorite holidays.
Is it
so-
more than Halloween?
Yes.
Ooh.
Definitely. I love the Christmas vibes. Like, you know.
Why? Because you get gifts.
Yeah. I love gifts. We all love gifts. Who doesn't love gifts?
Oh no, everybody loves gifts. So I am I'm not a Christmas baby, but I was born 4 days before Christmas. So people try to F with me and say, "Oh, this is for your birthday and Christmas."
So you
Y
get
yo lo
like
mando
the double, like the
exactly.
2 for 1.
Yeah, so yo lo mando para la mierda and I
Or
say,
you
"Hell
can get
no."
lucky and just get
Two.
Two.
Well, no, it's not lucky. It's how it should be, Rolly. I told my wife, I was like, Loye, you know, before we even get started, understand that my sober birthday, my regular birthday, and Christmas are all around the same time. Get your money out and make sure you have those 3 gifts because, you know,
No, you're right. You're right.
when do you start Christmas shopping?
I like to start like a few weeks early just so I'm not like caught up running at the end, you know, but
Yeah.
like always, it ends
Yeah.
up being like some last minute
Of
shopping.
course,
when you're
of
in the
course.
runaround, you know.
Of course, of course. So speaking about gifts, right? Something that I love about you, Rolly, is how you share your talents with all of us, right? Like I was over the weekend. It never happened. It never doesn't happen that I don't see some kind of video from one of the queens. Y ahí está Rolly in the background,
Bailando,
dancing, you know,
bailando.
dancing with them, not
Or
in the
doing
background,
something.
you know, always. And he's always like, and he, you know, like dancers that dance with their face, right? He's like,
That's me.
like that. How long have you been dancing, Rolly?
Facials. I've been dancing since I was 12 years old. I actually started dancing salsa. That's how I started. And then like I just drifted and started doing everything else. I went into like ballet, jazz, flamenco, contemporary, hip hop. You name it, I've done it.
And
Or
you-
I've
yeah.
danced it.
But you gotta have a special talent to be able to do all of that, Rolly.
Yeah,
you know,
we
like
do.
we're
I
Latino, so we have a little rhythm, but that's not all of it.
Yes. No, it's definitely challenging. You know, it's not easy to be a successful dancer,
Mm-hmm.
a successful choreographer, but luckily, you know, I was really, really greatly trained by Manny and Lori Castro, who are my mentors, and they
Mm-hmm. I've heard of them.
Yeah, they've took me everywhere with them, like from So You Think You Can Dance to America's Got Talent to Live to Dance to Mira Quien Baila. I mean, they've really just blessed me with the gift of mentoring me and helping me succeed. And
Yeah.
here I am today, like on the FayWhat Show.
On the FayWhat Show,
Telling everybody about it.
Telling everybody about it because you can have the talent, but without that
Yeah.
guidance, right?
Definitely,
Then you know,
the
and
guidance.
I love that. That's something I also love about you is your modesty. You're very humble. You're always someone to go, yes, I got here, but not without the help of so. You don't get
Definitely.
gente that are just like, yes,
they
bitch, I got
forget.
here.
Yeah, no.
I got here. You're
No,
not
I
like that.
definitely am someone that I look up to, and I'm very grateful to my mentors and the people who have helped me get to where I am today. You know, there's been many, you know, Pepe Bronce was another big mentor to me. Rudy is another mentor to me. from New Century Dance Company. So I mean, there's been a few that really have helped me get to where I am today, and I'm very, very, very grateful. So without them, I would not be the fierce Rolly. You guys all
The
know.
fierce Rolly that I have in bed right now. So you have two brothers. One dances and one doesn't, right?
I do. My little brother, he doesn't dance. He's the normal one. He's the normal one. But my older brother, Richard Villaverde, he dances. He's actually a ballet dancer for Martha Graham in New York.
Ooh,
and he's fantastic.
get fancy. Pick up that name he just dropped.
Yes.
Oh.
He is.
Are they gay?
He's gay too. My
Okay.
younger brother is not gay.
Okay.
But Richard is. He's gay as well. And he is just fabulous. Like, he's my inspiration.
He's your muse.
He's my love.
Yeah.
Like,
Qué lindo.
we're literally like one, and dance is really what kind of combines us and keeps us together, you know?
Yeah.
He works in a very company type of industry, and I'm more commercial, so it's very different, but we help each other through, through all of the struggles and all of the, those hard times that you need someone to just motivate you and be there for you. Like, we're definitely each other's backbone. So I love you, Richie.
Aw,
I'm so proud of you.
and as both of you being dancers, no one really knows the struggle unlike another dancer going through it, you know?
Yes, definitely. We both know the struggle. We lived it together, and we still have so many struggles even together, but we lift each other up, we help each other, and that's what we're here for. So.
I love that. Where did you grow up, Rolly?
I grew up in Miami, in Hialeah.
In Hialeah, baby!
In
Hialeah in the
La
house!
ciudad que progresa.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's where I grew up.
Where were you born?
I was born in Venezuela, actually, but my family's Cuban. I consider myself to be Cuban because I don't know anything from Venezuela.
Okay, but blood-wise, you're Cuban Venezuelan.
Blood-wise, I'm Cuban Venezuelan.
Okay, well, no lo niegues entonces,
No,
coño.
no lo niego, pero I've never
Pero
been
no
to
sabe.
Venezuela.
Okay, but listen,
I've
I'm Puerto
never-
Rican Colombian. Okay, I'm Puerto Rican Colombian, and I've been to Colombia once. Ask me how many times I've been to Puerto Rico. 250,000 times, you know? And so I felt the same way where it was like, I know more about my Puerto Rican side, right? Now it's time to start understanding that both these parts had to come together to make me.
To make me, definitely. No, and I love being Venezuelan. I love it. I just really
Don't know about it.
I don't know very much about it. I came when I was 3 years old too, so it's like
Yeah.
I pretty much grew up in Miami, and I'm a Miamian.
A Miamian. Miamian.
Miamian.
Miamian. You love pageantry. I love pageantry.
I do.
Okay, and you have
I'm a
competed.
pageant king.
And you have won a shit ton of titles.
I have.
Rolly's the former Mr. Noche Latina, Mr. EOY, Mr. Florida, Mr. Pride, and you're currently Mr. Stonewall.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
It's Stonewall right now.
Which was your favorite of all the crowns?
I love them all, but I have two that are very, very memorable. And my first very memorable one is Mr. Noche Latina, and it was because it was one of my first pageants ever, and I prepared so much for it, and I really, really wanted to be a part of that legacy. And then Mr. EOY, which is a national, was my first national that I won, and it's very memorable to me because that was the first time in my life that I felt like a winner. And it's really crazy because a lot of people think that my life is based all off of wins, but no. Like, that was actually the first time in my life where I was like, man, I won. I did it all by
I got
myself.
this. I
Like,
can do
I
this.
was first place.
Yes.
I mean, in dance competitions, I always place very high in competitions, but I think the highest I ever placed was like 6th place in a national dance competition, which I was very proud of, but never actually won.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
my
mean,
first-
6th place ain't nothing to get mad about either.
Oh,
when there's like
definitely not.
100 people
Especially
going
not
out
with
for,
those
you know.
amazing dancers that I would
Yes.
compete against. Trust me, they were
6 is
fantastic.
amazing.
At one point, I was rolling on the floor and I just saw this boy's leg, like literally right next to his face, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I gotta."
And you kept going.
I gotta keep going. Let me go a little higher. Let me push too, because my little leg ain't gonna go that high. But I always fought. I always fought through it. I've always been one of those dancers that's a fighter, that's like a go-getter, and the more scared I am, the fiercer and the more of a firecracker I become.
Oh, I love that. When like some people like completely shut down when they get they get in fear.
Definitely, but my nerves actually do the opposite to me.
Oh,
My nerves.
I love
literally,
that. Like it lights the fire on your ass to like do it perfectly.
It definitely does for sure.
You mentioned Mr. Noche Latina, and I love me some Scott Holland, and I love that night, and like it's just it's family. When I think of Mr. and Miss Noche Latina, I have been blessed enough to be a judge a couple of times, and that's family. Like those people are family with each other. They know all about each other. They know each other's strengths, their weaknesses,
it's a beautiful
all
family
of it.
to be a part of.
Yeah,
definitely. I was blessed to be there and to still be super involved. With Scott and Allison and the pageantry system. I mean, I'm Mr. Florida. I'm a former Mr. Florida as well, which was another title that for me was like, wow. And I felt like I was with family the whole time. So Allison is like
Allison
my second mom.
Oh, like it's funny.
I don't know what I would do without that woman.
Oh my God. And the thing is that she's a freaking angel. You know what I mean? Like she will come into a room and like fix 4 things and then go and do her shit.
Yeah, we actually got close with dance. Like dance actually is what brought us together and made us so unified, me and Mama Bear.
Does anything make you shy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get shy when people like tell me to dance and they just like out of nowhere. And
nice to meet you. Okay, dance.
Yeah, or like when they call me out in front of someone and they're like, "Hey, look, Rolly's an amazing dancer. Go dance."
And
I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, no.
Oh yeah, but people are like that, right?
Yes,
but you're like, we're gonna pull out a routine on my ass right here in front of you. And you're at Flanagan's, right? And they want you to
exactly. And I'm like, oh my God, no. And I'm one of those dancers that like I don't know how like to have a medium. I'm either like gonna give you the little groove, like I'm just grooving, or I'm gonna full out like wah, bah, 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 and let you have it.
Yes.
And so that not having that medium for me is like super like awkward. I would say.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, but I can see like you're caught in the moment. Like, people expect for you to be ready and
like I said, once I get nervous, I like what I like it's like not even me. It's like
it turns into
switch,
I can imagine hanging out with you could be like it turns into a fucking musical, right? Like you're with Rolly at Flanagan's y de momento he gets up and starts dancing, he takes the server's wings and he's walking around. That's how it is, okay? That's how it is.
Dancing everywhere.
That's it.
A life in Rolly's in a day with Rolly.
I know. I love that. Somebody should follow you around. Everywhere he goes, he just starts dancing. His dog dances. Everything just dances. You credit going to a Miss Continental pageant and you credit that to being inspired to start your company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. To start RWTF.
RWTF, which everyone thinks
rolling
is really what the fuck, but
rolling with the fuck, but it's not.
No, they think it's really what the fuck, but it's really rolling with the finest. Entertainment, and
but it's also cool rolling with the F, right? Like I think it's got a dual purpose there, Rolly.
Well, I figured that the RWTF really just calls out that attention, and you're like, really, what the fuck, and then they want to know what it is, and they're like, what is that? And then I tell them, and they're like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's what it is. So you went to a Miss Continental, right? What year was that? Do you remember?
This was like one of my first times ever going to Continental in Chicago. It was with my mother, Poison Ivy, and I just fell in love. Like I had just gotten out of like the competition world for us, for the studio. I was a studio kid my whole life, and I just stepped out of the competition world, and I was a little older, and I'm like, I was just looking I'm like, what now? What am I gonna do next? And I was kind of like just on the search, and then I went to Continental for the first time with Poison. I was like, wow, this is like great. It's kind of like the same thing that I do
on an everyday
in these competitions, except it's different because I'm like backup dancing, but hey, it's still like I'm still competing. It still feels like very that, and so that's where Rolling with the Finest like was born. Like a couple of my dancers that I used to like have dance with me all the time, which were like literally some of my best friends, together we came together and they were like, hey, I think like you should just like come up with a little group. I mean, you're always giving us work and putting us to dance and blah blah blah, like we're like a little family, like we should come up with something. And we all got together, I will never forget, in one of my friend's studios, and one of my dancers, Stephanie, who's now a pro wrestler, which I would have
Interesante
never
eso. I
thought
love
about that. 'Cause
that.
she's, yeah, she's a wrestler for a pro wrestler on national television. Stephanie Cardona, her name is Red Velvet. Everybody go follow her.
Follow her.
She one day told me I'm gonna be a wrestler and I'm not dancing anymore. And I was like, hey, but she's the one that came up with the name of my company,
Of Rolling with the Finest.
along with a couple of my friends, Coco, Jay, and Manolito. We were all like in a room together, and like it just happened. And I was like, okay, I guess like
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
And then little by little, I started working with a lot of the drag queens, going to Continental, and like really just growing my name and my business here in South Florida. And then slowly but surely, it just became something that grew and grew, thankfully. And
Gracias a Dios.
you know,
Right?
thank God, like it just grew. And now I've worked with some of the top queens, and I'm considered to be one of the top drag choreographers. in
You
the
are.
industry.
You are. If not the top. I mean, if not the tippy top when it comes to here, South Florida, right? Because South Florida, you think is small. It really isn't, right? And Rolly covers everywhere. You will see that homeboy in Homestead up to West
I'm
Palm.
like Faye. Where?
Oh!
I'm like Faye. You catch Faye everywhere. I was literally telling her the other day. I'm like, girl, everywhere I walk in, as soon as I look over, there she is, making her grand entrance in the only gown.
He loves that I get there half hour late and then I have to do an entrance and I walk around like I don't know anybody.
It's always an entrance.
And then I go, hey, Rolly.
It's always an entrance. I look over, boom, there's Faye in a gown. Boom, there's Faye in like the only swimsuit.
Listen.
Boom, there's Faye in a...
Listen,
It's always something,
I'm
but I
trying to
love
be
it.
you when I grow up, Rolly. It takes a lot.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So Rolling, like you were talking about the queens, Rolling with the Finest,
Yeah.
has helped many queens win crowns. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that part, win crowns,
Oh, yeah,
okay? Because
definitely.
as a judge, again, blessed to be a judge for a lot of these pageants, right? I take talent very, very seriously. I take evening gown very, very seriously, and como locutora, I take question and answer very, very seriously.
Definitely.
You know, don't mess with me with a hemline or something that doesn't fit you right. You know what I mean? And when it
Yes.
comes to talent, a lot of the queens go to doing a lip sync, right? Because it comes with the territory. I get it. But there's a fine line between having the dancers help you and make it look amazing to the dancers outshining the queen. Okay. And I have written down in message, I have written that, like, I just took a couple points off because your dancers were better than you.
Yeah, and
You
we
know,
get that
like,
all-
where do you find
and
that
we get-
line?
Honestly, I used to get that all the time, and it's like kind of like it depends on the person, because I feel like as a dancer, you don't want to down dance, like you want to do the best that you can so that the production or whatever you're doing can just look that much more like
Yes.
on it, you know?
Yes. Yes.
But then you also don't want to not dance enough to where like it looks like, okay, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
doesn't-
Exactly.
I'm
But
not feeling the energy.
very fine
But
line.
I also do think that, like you said, in a routine like that, the lead needs to be the lead. And that's something that one of my mentors always told me, Manuel. He's like, when you're going to lead a number, when you're going to carry a number and you're a lead, you carry the routine.
Mm-hmm.
So as a lead, you need to stand out. You need to carry that number. So no one in the number should be outdoing you, or my eyes should not go more to someone else than they do to you.
Exactly.
And that comes down to really, I believe, the queen or whoever is working, and that doesn't really have anything to do, I believe, with dancing, because I've met fierce queens that are not dancers, and when they're lip syncing, they're just giving you the energy and they're really just giving it to you. And even though the dancers are in the background dancing, like, you don't get your eyes off the queen.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think of Broadway or of like big time shows like that, you have a lead that's singing sometimes and not dancing or not joining the group.
Share.
Exactly.
You know.
And then the dancers are in the back going off, like good dancing,
It's true.
good energy. And you still are focused on whoever is the lead and also enjoying the energy of the dancer. So it's like you said, there's a fine line. And I think it comes down to, more than anything, like the person judging and how they feel at the moment. Like, is this person really carrying a number, or is the number just really taking over?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Is the number carrying her? You know, like, it's that, again, I don't know shit about any of this. Okay. I know what I like to see, right? All that would confuse the F out of me, you know?
Yeah.
Now, so do you advise the queens if you don't agree with maybe their vision?
Well,
Do te ríes? He laughs. He laughs. He's like,
Okay,
well,
I
this one
laugh
time
because-
Kelly Raspberry
well-
really pissed me off. No.
well, let's not talk about Kelly Villaverde in our rehearsal. I have a story for you on that one.
Okay.
But no, honestly, dealing with queens, I've been dealing with them for many, many years now, and they are fierce. I mean, they
know
are
their
queens.
shit.
They know their shit. They come in knowing what they want. You know, some of them are a little bit more like, "Hey, Rolly, what do I do?" Like, and they want me to kind of take over. And others come in already kind of like knowing exactly what they want and where they want to go with it. You know, back in the day when I first started, I was like the kind to kind of like, I really, really wanted to push for the best that I could. And I was like, I would even be willing to argue and like push for whatever I knew was probably best. But through my time with them, I've learned to understand that different people like different things, and that you have to learn to look at things from different perspectives.
Yeah.
And what's worked for me the most, honestly, is just teamwork. I've learned how to work with them with what they want, but also give what I want and what I know
Will
that
work.
the routine needs or will work for them, you know?
Yeah.
Some queens are more dancing queens, some queens are not. So I try my best to always disguise whatever their flaws are.
Oh, that's so
and
beautiful.
make them shine.
Shine, yeah.
And you know, and more than anything, like, look, I get goosebumps while I say it, but more than anything, just give them that experience that they've always wanted. Because when these girls look at their routines, they're dreaming this. They're at home like thinking of their dream routines, and some of them don't ever get chances to even have dancers or choreographers. And you know, like for me, creating that, making that moment so special for them and making them remember that, and that's what they take with them. That's like, there's no money that can pay me that. And the friendships that I've created with them, like, you know, I always say it's a bittersweet feeling, because a lot of my girls come to me from out of town, and then we're together working for like about a month, and then I don't see them either ever again, or I don't see them until they book me again, which is a while after. We always keep in touch, but it's, you know, like you have them with you all day, every day. You're hanging out, you're up and down, and then you don't have them anymore. You're like,
I miss them.
You miss them. It's sad, and you grow connections. But I'm lucky to say that I have friends everywhere now, thanks to what I do, and I feel blessed to have been able to help a lot of these girls achieve their dreams and feel like winners. Just like I felt.
Oh, no, and you should feel, I mean, I would think that you feel that way every time you see one of your queens win something, whatever it is.
Well,
get
they'll
a
be able to
crown,
tell
place,
they'll all
you know
be
what I
able
mean?
to tell you one thing about me, is that I am probably one of the most competitive people you'll ever meet. Like, once they book me, I'm the one that's like, okay, well, we have this, come over here, what costume are we wearing, what are we doing, here's the mix. And I'm super heavily involved, and it's just because I'm super competitive and I want everything. I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to be perfect, and I want people to see like when I've touched something. That's just something
that was Rollied. That was totally Rolly.
Yeah, like,
you know?
For me, that's so important for me, for someone to see my work or see something that I've done and be like, oh, Rolly did that.
Yeah,
like,
Rolly did that. I love that.
I could just tell, or like.
I love that. So, you know, Kelly Raspberry is one of my favorite people on earth. And I just love how much she shines, and like what she's been able to accomplish in the last couple of years that I've known her. I'm blown away by her. You know, and she's one of the reasons why I loved her is she doesn't have that pretentiousness. She's very humble, and also in everything that she does, you know, and she gave you so much credit.
Oh, Kelly is one of my, like, she's literally one of my girls. Like, not only are we like best friends and we're really, really good friends, but she's one of the people that I've been able to mentor and train, you know, and that's kind of.
So you're the reason why she's gotten so much better. Look at that.
Like, Kelly, it's crazy because when you train your best friends, it's like.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it hard to train somebody that you're close with?
Honestly, it's a little harder. And I think it's because your feelings are more involved. So, and you do have that, like, you say it like it is kind of thing, because you have zero, like, you know, hair on your tongue when it comes to that. So they're your best friends. You talk to them like it is. Like, you suck, you suck.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks.
You suck today. What's going on?
Exactly. So it's kind of like very that. And then when you see they're very good at what they do, and then they're not they're not either trusting what you're saying or they're second guessing themselves, and you're like, no, like, you're amazing. I'm seeing it from the outside. Like, you're doing just fine.
Get out of your own way.
Get out of your own head.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
or get out of, let it be. Trust what's going on.
Trust the
or
process.
Trust the moment, and trust especially me, that I'm never gonna guide you in the wrong way, because if I make you look bad, I'm only making myself look bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, great
And I would
point.
never do that to myself.
Great point.
Like,
Of course you wouldn't.
I'm very about my business. I'm very about my work. I'm very professional. And thanks to that, I've been able to flourish so much, and I don't plan on that stopping.
And it's not, baby.
So
And it's
I
not.
just like feel like I'm happy that I have a friend in Kelly, and that she's someone that I've been able to mentor and help grow, because if you know Kelly, you definitely can see the growth from when she did like Miss Village Club, which was her first pageant, and I helped her with that as well, till now that she did Miss Florida. It was like
the confidence
it was
level was
night and
through the
day,
roof. It was like, yeah.
And again, she still has a lot of demons that she has to fight in order to like.
But don't we
keep
all?
going.
I mean,
but I mean, she's definitely in the right path towards her success.
Yeah.
And I say that because we all have our different paths. Some of us get there quicker, some of us get there a little later, but as long as we get there, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And like, we started our interview, you giving so much homage to your mentors, right? Because that's how they were important to you. Now you're giving it back,
Definitely.
By what I've seen some shady shit in pageantry, right? But you are behind the scenes in it. You see more. Is it really that shady? Like showgirls throwing the pearls? Or like, I helped one girl with a pageant a couple years ago, and someone stole one of her shoes. One. Like not just left her with one shoe.
Well, I was just at a pageant the other day with one of my girls, and someone took her coat. I don't know if it was on purpose or not on purpose. And then again, that's where my I committed. I'm super competitive, and I'm like back there like, where's the freaking coat? Blah 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 blah. I'm going through it because I'm like, you're not gonna mess up my number.
Yeah. And then you went and then you went and found a blanket and made it into a coat because you're crazy that way.
Well, if you know me, I will grab this sheet right here, honey, and I'll turn that into your coat. We figure it out over here, but
Yeah.
But
No, that makes sense.
yeah, I've definitely seen some shady stuff in pageantry. I honestly don't think we've gotten better. Honestly, I've also seen some amazing things in pageantry, and a lot of these girls, like the top of the line girls that I've worked with, these girls like they help each other. They, Shayla Reese, Alexis Gabrielle Sherrington, there's so many of these girls that I've worked with, like they help each other and they help the other girls. They're not those kind of girls, I don't believe. Like I think it's more like that youth that's coming in that kind of comes in.
The insecurity.
Yeah, they come in just maybe a little bit more like, hungry for what they want, which is great, but maybe confuse that competitiveness with other things and stuff, and that's where it turns into like it could be a little shady. But honestly, I feel like from those girls that have been in the game for a while now, like the girls that know the industry, they know the pageantry world, these girls they're professionals at what they do, and like some of them, I've had some of the best experiences with some of them and some of the most professional experiences with some of them.
Well, and many of us are professional, and then many of us are not.
I learned from the best. My best friend, Miss Athena Dion.
Oh, my baby. Okay,
that's my bestie. So she's my inspiration too.
Athena's professional. She's punctual. She always looks flawless. She doesn't get all messed up at an event. She is just amazing. Now, speaking of the beautiful and the positive side, you don't have to name a name, but have you worked with a queen that after you worked with her, you were like, I'm not working with her again? If you want to say the name, please do. But I'm just saying, has that ever happened to you?
No, not really, honestly.
You're like, fuck it, I'm getting paid. Screw you.
I think even when I've had some of the worst experiences, I guess, because every journey is different. I always say, follow your journey, let the process be what it is for you, and enjoy it. Sometimes there's some things that can get in the way. Sometimes it's just perfect all the way through.
Alignment,
just follow what it is. But no, I mean, for the most part, like I've always wanted to rework with my queens again, and I'm blessed to a lot of the girls that have worked with me. They always come back. I mean, they love it. I mean, Tiana is one of my girls from here, from Miami, and like
Tiana Love.
we worked with her for Miss Florida. We worked with her for Duval. I'm sure she's getting ready for Continental now. Like, you know, so she's one of our girls that's constantly coming back to us. And just like her, there's so many of them that we constantly keep working with. And, you know, they create bonds and relationships with my dancers as well. You know, my dancers are some of the best dancers that are in the industry right now. They dance everywhere. They dance for the Panthers. They back up dance for celebrities, for artists. So they're doing it all down here in Miami. And, you know, they're able to also work with these girls, and these girls get the best of the best, you know, which is what I want, because that's what I want to represent.
Yeah, and when they think of the best for these dancers, they go to you. They think, you know, of rolling with the finest. So that's a wonderful thing. You stay busy, okay? It was hard as shit to get you in bed, right? Like, oh, I'll wait till pageant season is over. Guess what? Pageant season is never over. It's literally, I didn't know that. This mother effer,
never over.
This mother effer is like, no, baby, let's wait till after pageant season. And I'm like, ay, que lindo. Okay, I'll wait. And then I start investigating. I'm like, wait a minute.
Don't tell them how many times
February.
you canceled
Wait a minute. March. Wait a minute. August. Damn it! Is there ever a day that there's not a pageant, you know? But it's a blessing.
They're year-round,
okay, now I know that now, Rolly. Thank you.
We're blessed to have many, many pageants.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, you stay busy, and it's a blessing, okay? But how does your man feel about that, all right? So your boyfriend, the hot Eric Largacha.
Yes.
I love that. I like it better how he says it. Largacha.
My fiancé, my everything, my backbone.
So he dances too, and he competes also, because he's got a shit ton of crowns himself.
Yeah,
I mean,
I actually was the one that got him into all of this. To be honest.
Why? Because you were busy and needed to spend time with him? So you're like, oye, métete conmigo, we're good.
Well, maybe I just wanted him all to myself. But no, like, he was a professional cheerleader. And he's always been in the industry. And once we actually met in a music video.
Ooh.
One of my friends, Aline, introduced us in one of his music videos.
I love Aline. Oh my God, I love him too. Him and John Buckley are like two of my favorite people on earth.
And he's an amazing choreographer as well.
He's an incredible dancer as well.
Fantastic. We always work with each other, and so he was actually the one that introduced me and Eric in one of his videos that we were doing, because he does many videos. Go check them out; they're all amazing. And yeah, so he introduced us, and we've been inseparable ever since.
Sparks fly. Okay.
And I'm lucky enough to like also have mentored Eric and helped him, because besides being my soon-to-be husband, you know, he does work for me and he does dance with me, and you know, I've mentored him and I've been like there. I push him. We have a hard side for work, and then we have a lovey.
So I'm saying, are you able to separate those two? Like when you go home, you're able to let that shit at the door?
Yes, we're definitely able to separate those two.
That's not what he said when I asked him.
Which is a beautiful part. Yes,
that's not what he said when I asked him. That was not. He said, no, he didn't say that. He said you work hard AF, and he works hard AF, and it makes a lot more sense for him to spend more time with you. So
yeah, we
you push each other. You push each other. Any jealousy?
Not at all. Honestly, not at all.
No other hot dancer that he looks at you and goes, why are you holding onto his calf like that, bitch?
No,
nothing
not
like
at
that?
all. We don't
Why are
get
you
jealous.
stretching him like that? Why is your face in his crotch while you stretch him?
Other, no.
Wait a minute. No jealousy at all?
No, not really, no. Honestly, no. At all. We're very that.
No, I love it. Listen,
we're very that.
That is how relationships last in our community,
yeah,
okay?
No, we're very open
there's
with each
too
other.
much in our community to not be.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
and unfortunately, like,
we're very open with each other. We're like an open book. We're each other's diary, honestly. So
when are you gonna get married?
Hopefully, we were supposed to get married in September 21st, but all the pageantry and all the craziness.
Oh yeah, how can I get him in bed if he has to even move his wedding?
All the craziness.
Or all the stuff that he does.
I had to move it all around. So we're getting married now in February 21st. So
congratulations. Are you excited? Are you gonna do a choreographed dance down the aisle?
Super excited. I actually think we're gonna do something more simple. We really wanted a huge party and wanted to go all out with the friends and all that stuff. But I think we're gonna keep it more
intimate.
You know, being that my time is crazy with all the pageants and it really is like it was so stressful like to even try to like plan it. I was like, oh no, like no. I was like, I can't. So we're just gonna keep it simple and like get married at the courthouse and be surrounded by some of our best friends and family. And I think I'm gonna do like a fun little party and just
I love that.
small and cute and
No
intimate.
importa. No importa. Okay, and so
It's all about celebrating our love.
So I love that you're doing it, and I love that you're doing it in February. You're not afraid of the Trumpster that's coming into office at the beginning of January. Like, I know so many people that are getting married before then because they're afraid that he's going to stop all of that in January.
Well, I mean, I have a friend that told me that was like, yes.
Go do the courthouse and then do the rest later.
And I figured, okay, I mean.
I'm an efficient. I can marry you in your house.
Well, come marry me. Can you marry me right now?
Sign FayWhat.
Can you marry me right now? Because I will bring him over.
I'm just saying. I'll make that happen real quick. We'll do it live on the FayWhat show. What?
What?
I'm just saying. Think about it.
Okay,
so,
Mama. You see, I told you she does it all. Like,
I do it all.
do you need a notary?
I did all.
Okay,
Nothing,
do
right?
you need
So
what else
listen,
do you
I'm
need?
hosting celebrations of life now, gender reveals, like
Okay,
divorce
like-
parties, like FayWhat is hosting all kinds of
Okay,
weird
I
shit
think
now.
FayWhat's
I'm
gonna
just
take
saying.
my company from me.
No,
So
never.
let's just-
I could never do what you do, Rolly. You are just way too talented. I know how to slap on a dress and slap on some makeup and maybe do my hair cute
You
and
know how
then
to
call.
be a fierce bitch. is
I know
what
how
you
to be a
do.
fierce bitch, but I can't
I
move
gotta learn.
too much.
Give me those energies, honey. Give me the fierce energies, bitch.
Rolly, you already got it, honey. So here at the FayWhat Show, we love to play a game called Say What with FayWhat, right? And we play it with our favorite people just to know more about you. Okay, so it's a speed round, right? So say what with FayWhat. Like if I say black or white, you would say
Pink and blue.
no, bitch. I said black or white. So black, or okay.
Black. Got it.
Pink and blue, bitch. But I do love that you use the trans colors. You were like pink and blue, bitch. I'm here for it, right?
Always supporting my girls.
Always supporting. He will support till he dies. Pink and blue, bitch. Anyway, okay, here we go. Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Drag Race or Project Runway?
Drag Race.
Wicked or Gladiator 2?
Wicked.
Cash or Cash App?
Cash.
Pizza or Chinese food?
Pizza for sure.
Sicilian slice or regular slice?
Regular slice.
Beyonce or Lady Gaga?
Beyonce.
Shopping in store or online?
Online.
Football or basketball?
Football.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Car or truck?
Car.
MacBook or HP?
MacBook.
Paper book or ebook?
Paperbook.
Oprah Winfrey or Michelle Obama?
Oprah Winfrey.
The View or Abbott Elementary?
The View.
Pasta or rice?
Pasta.
Sunrise or sunsets?
Sunset.
Barbara Streisand or Liza Minnelli?
Barbara Streisand.
Call or text?
Call.
Sausage or bacon?
Sausage.
Yeah, of course, of course. Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
New phone or a new pair of shoes?
New phone.
Rock or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hats or headbands?
Hats for sure, if you know me.
Silver or gold?
Gold.
Long or short hair?
Long.
Long. Batting or pitching?
Both.
He's verse, bitch. You heard it here. You heard it here first on the FayWhat Show. All that madness that people be talking about, Rolly, he's verse. You heard it here.
Yeah. I said earlier, we do it all.
One last thing, okay? So I was a huge Paula Abdul fan when I was growing up, right? I know you met her when you were on the many shows that you've been on. Was she crazy?
No.
She was
I loved
amazing?
her.
Was she
Actually,
amazing?
She was amazing.
Oh.
Believe it or not, a little like back scoop to when I was on her show. Like, I was like going through it one day in the lobby of the hotel where we were in, and she saw me kind of like down, and she actually brought me all the way up to her room. She's like, come with me. And she took me to her room with her people and we hung out, and she gave me candy, and she saw that I was kind of sad, and she cheered me up and made me feel better.
Ay, qué linda.
And then, and then I went off to my room and I felt so much better. And she was
Oh
actually
my
really, really sweet to me.
God.
Because I was going through it. Like,
Oh, that's so
while I was
sweet.
competing in her show, Live to Dance.
Yes.
She had her own show.
Yes. No, I remember that. And I remember seeing a clip of you on the show and I was blown away by it,
Which, talking about that, I'm taking one of my clients, I'm taking her to America's Got Talent.
Oh, cool.
And this is one of my clients, Alexis Whitney, which she's visually impaired.
What? I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, wait a minute. There was a video on that. Yes, we were talking about that, how
Yeah.
you were. And so what is she going to do? Like, she's blind. or she's semi, right?
No,
she's blind.
She's
Okay.
fully blind. And actually, me working with her was one of the like highlights of my career. It was one of the
I
things.
love that.
When I talk about her too much, I literally get teary-eyed and I get emotional. So
God.
I'll try not to. But it was just like one of the most beautiful experiences in my life to work with her. I literally taught her like by holding her hands and
Oh my
showing her the
God.
steps with her hands and having her touch my legs while I move. It was just something that was absolutely like heart touching for me, and like me and her have become so close. She's one of like the people who I'm super inspired by because she lives her life so happily, and I'm like, you know, how is this person so happy all the freaking time? Like she's just so
And
funny
she's blind, and she's
outgoing,
and she's
and,
still
like,
able.
yeah, and you know, me and her story was just so nice, and it was such a beautiful story together. She says, "I'm her angel. I'm her dance angel."
Oh my God.
And
I
so
love
like
that.
our story was so beautiful together, and every time I like speak about her to anyone, they're like, "How did you do that? How was that?" So I was like, you know what? I spoke to her the other day, and I like woke up out of nowhere, and I was like, girl, we need to go on America's Got Talent, like so people can see how talented you are.
And she applied.
And how we did this, you know, how we danced together.
Yeah.
And so we just sent in our
Video.
application, and hopefully you'll be seeing us there soon.
No, I think that we will be seeing you there soon. I mean, just think about it. Like, okay, again, I can't dance. I have 3 left feet. I'm that Latina with no rhythm. How do you teach somebody to do a routine when they can't see? Holy F. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, wow.
Well, her biggest thing was like when she's always done pageantry, but she says that she danced in the middle, like it was stationary. And one thing that she asked me when she worked with me the first time was, hey, I just really want to be able to like kind of move around throughout the whole stage so that I'm not stationary in the middle. And that's exactly what we did, was literally prance her from one side of the stage to the other the whole time, switching her from partner to partner,
my
dipping
God.
her flip.
What was
like,
her name? What's her name again?
Alexis Whitney.
Okay.
She lives in Texas.
All right, so
and
look out for Alexis Whitney
out
for
for her.
sure, because
She's-
I can't wait, and I can't wait.
Look out for
they're
us, all
They're
of
gonna
us.
pick her. They're gonna pick her
Yes,
for sure.
she has
Okay.
to.
And once she's on the show, they're gonna do all that behind the scenes with you, and that's gonna be fire. And we're all gonna be glued to our TVs watching that for sure. So make sure that you
Definitely.
follow her on social media, and also make sure that you follow Rolly on all social media outlets. Okay.
my personal-
Rolly Villaverde. And also Rolling with the Finest.
And Rolling with the Finest. Yeah.
That way, okay? And queens out there, right? If you want to take your next pageant moment to the next level, use Rolling with the Finest. They know what they're doing. They've got the crowns under their belt. They've been snatching those shits forever.
Hey, wait, I brought you something.
Oh, you brought me something? I always love gifts.
brought
Oh, we
you
were just
a
talking
little-
about gifts, weren't we? What'd you get?
Rolling with the Finest.
Ah, yay! Woohoo!
So you can be a little official.
Oh my
Rolling with the
God, wait a
Finest
minute.
girl.
And not only does it say Rolling with the Finest, but it's bedazzled. There's little sprinkles in there. You can't see it. Look, Luna wants it. I love
Luna,
it. Rolling
I'll
with
bring
the
you a Luna one.
Finest. I love it. I love it. All right, make sure that you follow Rolly and you also follow Rolling with the Finest, okay? When you want the finest, you use the finest, right? Like that? You
That's
like that?
right.
That should be like that.
Yeah, when you want the finest, you use the finest.
Así mismo.
Rolling with the finest. Hello.
Así mismo. All right, look into that camera and say your best FayWhat.
FayWhat!
There it is. Thank you, Rolly, for being on the FayWhat show. Make sure
Love
that you
you,
follow
Faye.
him and also follow Rolling with the Finest. You will not be disappointed.
Rolling with the fuck.
Rolling with the fuck. No, Rolling with the Finest.
Rolling with the Finest.
Rolling with the
Rolling with
Finest.
the
And it's not Rolly what the fuck either, okay? Let's make sure you get that down pat, all right? But next time you see Rolly out, tell him, all right?
Yes, say
You're
hi.
amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm telling you, you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let
Thank you.
anybody tell you that you are less than, not enough, not tall enough, not brown enough, not white enough. None of that. You are all of that and a bag of
Even
chips.
Luna thinks
And even
so.
Luna thinks so too. Luna loves you.
Luna.
Oh, thank you.
Aw,
All my
that's a
makeup
good way
off.
to end this session.
All my makeup off. All right. Make sure you follow Rolly. I'm FayWhat. We'll be right back. I love you, Luna.
You made it in there, girl.
So that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope you had fun. Thank you so much to Jamal L. Starks for joining me in bed. I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls. But if we believe we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity because it really is what makes us so damn strong. It is. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets. Facebook, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. I even just got on that Blue Sky, all right? So follow me there. Follow FayWhat. And since you're always on the go, you can listen to The FayWhat Show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just search The FayWhat Show. Until next Monday World at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand, I'm FayWhat, and I'm #ThatGirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all I dream? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find the girls of love.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat Show.